I don't trust apologists. I don't trust Eric Mason. I don't trust Jackie Hill Perry. I don't trust Philip Anthony Mitchell. I don't trust Tim Ross. I don't trust Lecrae. I don't trust none of these niggas. I don't trust Megan Ashley. I don't trust B. Simone. I don't trust information from apologetics websites like gotquestions.org and CARM. They are coming at this from the perspective of Christian apologetics and the supremacy of Christianity. And if you are still getting information from these people, I want you to keep that in mind. Christian apologetics is concerned with the supremacy of the institution, not the well-being of the people. Europeans not only colonized most of the world, they colonized information about the world. I want you to keep that in mind when you research different topics. So an example of colonized information, all the black church folk that's been condemning me to hell and telling me astrology is demonic, that is a result of getting colonized information. There's no debate that astrology and astronomy were the same thing. There's no debate that astrology was practiced all over the world.
Astrology is demonic. The Magi weren't astrologers, they were astronomers. That's like saying, Kristian, you're not a preacher, you're a pastor. That's like telling my wife, Pamela, you're not a therapist, you're a social worker. That's like telling Ketanji Brown Jackson, you're not an attorney, you're a judge. I know I talk about binary thinking every day, but it literally fuels fundamentalism. So fundamentalist Christians act like there's no overlap between astronomy and astrology because binary thinking says for one to be legit, the other one has to be false. And if your only encounter with astrology is through the lens of fundamentalist Western Christianity, of course you're going to think it's demonic. But in ancient times, astrologers were astronomers and astronomers were astrologers. And if you don't believe me, here's a bona fide astrophysicist to confirm it.
The earliest astronomers were all astrologers also.
Okay.
I think it stems from that. You look up and you see all this, like you realize that it's there. You feel connected to it. You can use the stars as a map, literally like a calendar.
The drinking gourd.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
sure.
you can.
Get over here,
you know what it looks like at what time of the year. How could you not think that that was
God?
Now, I'm sure the fundamentalists in my comments are still going to believe their doctrine over this doctor.
That's verifiable truth. But when you only got colonized information and you were indoctrinated to believe this, and not just believe it, but to contend for it, you were taught that your life, your relationship with God, your eternity is dependent on you defending this. When somebody presents new information to you, you don't stop and say, let me think about that. You see red. And here's a great example of how people used colonized information in their research. So this person got in my comments and said, so someone broke this down. The star in the east is prophetic. It was prophesied in the Old Testament so people could recognize the coming of the Messiah. The wise men were not studying stars like present day people. The prophecy is in Numbers 24:17. For more info on this, go to gotquestions.org. All right. And gotquestions.org. If you go to their website, they tell you on the website, we are a theologically conservative Christian information source. So their whole game is apologetics. Let me tell you the problem with getting your information from apologists. With apologetics, you start with Christianity is right, everything else is wrong, and we need to contend for that. We need to make all of our arguments around the idea that our belief system is superior and supreme to everything else. So if you come at me with apologetics, I already don't trust you because that's not my belief system. I don't believe Christianity is superior to other faith traditions. I don't believe Christianity is supreme and everybody should practice. I don't believe that. So in your research, if you go into stuff like gotquestions.org, like you can go there, but you got to realize the angle from which they are speaking. You got to understand the basic assumptions in all of their information is the supremacy of Christianity, which is very different from the apologists in the ancient church. If you go back into church history, it's important to understand that early Christianity was a movement of marginalized people who were under the foot of the empire. So you go back and look at figures like Justin Martyr, who was one of the first apologists in the early church, going back hundreds, a couple thousand years, right? Justin Martyr was arguing for Christianity from the perspective of the right to practice it, like, because they were under the foot of the empire and they were being persecuted for practicing Christianity. But then in the 4th century, when Constantine came into power, Constantine then invited the Christian church to get in bed with the empire. And when religions get in bed with the empire does not take on the characteristics of the religion. The religion takes on the characteristics of the empire. So now apologetics isn't about the right to practice Christianity. Now apologetics is about the right for Christianity to have power over everybody else. So I don't rock with Christian apologists. I don't trust information from apologetics websites like gotquestions.org and Carm. I don't trust apologists. I don't trust Eric Mason. I don't trust Jackie Hill Perry. I don't trust Philip Anthony Mitchell. I don't trust Tim Ross. I don't trust Lecrae. I don't trust none of these niggas. I don't trust Megan Ashley. I don't trust B. Simone. They are coming at this from the perspective of Christian apologetics and the supremacy of Christianity. And if you are still getting information from these people, I want you to keep that in mind. Christian apologetics is concerned with the supremacy of the institution, not the well-being of the people. We are here for the well-being of the people. And you can't be at peace trying to be like everybody else. I don't know anybody who's at peace trying to be like somebody else because they don't like themselves. You find peace by getting in touch with yourself. And Christian apologetics is not interested in you doing that.
If you're still here, hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the video. And if you want to see the entire recording, it's exclusively available in our Patreon. The link is in the show notes. You can either subscribe or you can just purchase this recording a la carte. We'll see you next time as we continue to deconstruct harmful theology and build beloved community. Peace out.